felicitar a CISCO Academy, a la empresa mundial, por esta iniciativa de hace muchos años, ¿no?, que realmente está produciendo una revolución en el mundo en cuanto a las tecnologías de redes. Nosotros hacemos bastante esfuerzo y creo que todas las academias del Perú que están acá también lo hacen. El Perú necesita mucho el apoyo de esta tecnología, no solamente en el caso de Lima, sino también en las provincias. En nuestras regiones de provincias también vamos a apoyar, lógicamente, con la colaboración de la empresa de ustedes. Espero que lo pasen muy bien su estadía acá en el Perú. Nosotros estamos en un plan de expansión en todo el país, pero creo que en este caso es muy importante el apoyo que tengamos de CISCO para seguir creciendo. Yo estoy muy contento de que sea la sede de la Universidad Tecnológica del Perú y espero pues que pase estos 8 días o 7 días acá en el Perú con toda la atención que puede darle la universidad. Declaro formalmente inaugurado el evento. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Ahora invito a los miembros del Presidium a tomar sus lugares en las mesas de trabajo para poder comenzar. Me permito también presentar a Cristina Maglu, Regional Manager de Corporate Affairs para Latinoamérica, quien dará unas palabras de bienvenida a nombre de CISCO.
Bienvenidos todos. Lo primero que quiero es agradecer en nombre de CISCO la presencia de todos ustedes aquí en el evento. Quiero también agradecer especialmente a nuestros anfitriones, la Universidad Tecnológica del Perú, que nos apoyan en este evento. Es un honor para mí poder compartir estos días con ustedes, porque sin ustedes el programa de Networking Academy jamás existiría. La verdad es que es increíble lo que se ha logrado con el trabajo de la comunidad del programa en los últimos 15 años. Imagínense cuántas vidas este programa ha impactado. Y todos aquí presentes han contribuido a ese impacto. Nos acompañan en este evento las principales autoridades de la corporación que tienen la responsabilidad de dirigir Networking Academy. Espero poder hablar con todos ustedes personalmente durante los próximos días y que puedan tomar ventaja de este evento para aprender todo lo nuevo, compartir innovaciones e inquietudes y seguir colaborando como el gran equipo que somos. Y ahora, si me lo permiten, voy a cambiar al inglés para presentar a Laura Quintana. So Laura Quintana is our Senior Director of Corporate Affairs. She's responsible for managing a global team and leading the corporate affairs and corporate social responsibility initiatives in Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Latin America, including CISCO's largest initiative, Networking Academy. In addition, she is the CISCO Program Director for the Jordan Healthcare Initiative, in which Laura and her team are strategically collaborating with the government of Jordan to provide thought leadership in ICT-enabled healthcare solutions, as well as to support telehealth, mobile health, and clinical collaboration projects to enable quality healthcare services for remote and underserved communities. Laura has over 23 years' experience working in high tech and has been with CISCO since 1999. Please join me in welcoming Laura Quintana.
Okay, I think you guys, can you all hear me? Yes? It is truly a pleasure to be here with all of you today. And in fact, I had the honor of being able to meet with Dr. Enrique, Cesar, and Elmer, who just stepped away, yesterday. And I got a tour of some of the buildings in the UTP campus. And it was such a great impression that it left with me. The investment that is being made in UTP to address technology education and the far reach that you have, reaching 40,000 students with your educational programs, and 1,000 of those being Networking Academy students. And so congratulations on the impact that you are having, and thank you so much for being such gracious hosts. We really appreciate that. And in fact, the work that you're all doing is having impact now and into the future, which is the theme of what I want to cover with you today. And I really see that being because of the network. When you think about the network, both the human network that we have here, the technology network that all of you know and love, we are truly changing the way the world works, plays, and learns. And at CISCO, we are strongly committed, as you know, to education. And as John Chambers, our CEO, likes to put it, he sees the internet and education as two great equalizers in life. And the internet is providing that platform that is allowing schools, colleges, and universities to really create a new generation of teaching and learning. And if you think about all of the activity, all of the information on the internet, it is growing at a very rapid pace. For example, on the World Wide Web, on average, there are 1 billion new pages that are added every day. And this infographic here shows you highlights of a lot of activity that happens every 60 seconds, so every minute. And I'll just highlight a few for you. Every 60 seconds, there are 168 million emails that are sent. Every 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds, there are nearly 700,000 Google searches. And by the way, I tend to like to walk a lot, but I'm afraid that I might fall off this page, so I'm going to keep to my little corner over here. But in any event, wanted to highlight something else here. I'm sure for those of you who have children, you know a lot about YouTube. It's in some cases practically replacing the television. On YouTube, over 600 new videos added every 60 seconds. That's over 25 hours of content. So quite impressive in terms of the amount of activity going on the web. And not only that, but by 2015, we will have nearly 15 billion network connections around the world. And so with this phenomenal growth of networks, the learner's world has truly changed. This shows you a depiction of the limited number of accessible resources that the user or the learner used to have at one point in time. But now, today, this is mushroomed into a learning nervous system with a large number, with a very large number of, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get out of the, maybe, if I could have, it's not allowing me to escape. We have a technical difficulty, but if someone can come and help me remove the error screen, at least I think it could give you a sense for the learners behind the error message. A very large number of knowledge points now available to the learner to access information and to access resources. And so it's quite a complex environment now that we have for learning. And I'm hoping we can get up the slide, because what I wanted to talk to you about then is what we're doing at CISCO to address this. I can tell you, my now 7-year-old, when he was all of a few years old, was already on the web. And just recently, about a couple years ago, I got a new iPad. And it was supposed to be Mom's iPad, but now it's really become his, because he uses that thing all the time, and he's on YouTube, and he's accessing information. Can barely spell sometimes, but he's able to look up Superman videos. And so with the new learning environment, that is creating, as I'm sure you all know, challenges and opportunities. for the academic community. And for example, you have students that want the capability to access information from anywhere, anytime, and on any device. And at Cisco, we have solutions that help schools, colleges, and universities create a connected learning experience, such that there is media-rich learning environments that really engage students, engage faculty, to help transform the teaching and learning experience. And so with all this talk about the internet, how quickly it's growing, how it's transforming the learning experience, what I want to make sure everyone internalizes is it's not only education that's being impacted. In fact, technology and the growth of the internet is impacting all business sectors. Right? I would challenge you to name a big business sector that really isn't truly now being transformed by technology. Whether you take healthcare, financial services, oil and gas, entertainment, just to name a few, are all being transformed and impacted by technology. And so what that is doing is it's creating a future demand for an IT-skilled workforce that exists obviously not only today, but well into the future. And so I wanted to make this interactive, and I wanted to get feedback from some of you to see what you think. If you look at where we're at today in terms of the numbers of servers that we have to accommodate the growth of the internet, by what factor do you think this will increase in 10 years? Do you think it's going to be a factor of maybe 2 times, 3 times, more? Any thoughts? Winkler saying 5 times. I heard up to 1,000. That's huge. 5, 1,000. 10 times is what's being projected. And I can tell you this is conservative. If we look at the amount of information managed by data centers and how that's going to increase to accommodate this growth over the next 10 years. So any guesses here? What do you think? We were at 10 times. You think another 10 times? More? More, okay. 50 times. 50 times. And so it doesn't stop there. I know all of you know technology. What about all these files that the data center will have to deal with? It's going to grow as well. And by the way, I'm referring to IDC's Digital Universe study. And if you were to Google it, you can get this study online that IDC conducted. And so now, files, what do you think? You think it's going to go up more than 50 times? Okay, I'm seeing heads nod. You can see where we're going. 75 times over the next decade. So quite a lot of activity, quite a lot of growth here, which is driving the future demand of an IT-skilled workforce. However, what do you think the projection is in terms of the number of IT professionals that will grow worldwide over the next 10 years? What do you think that factor is, given current trends? Any thoughts? Do you think that number is going to be lower? Higher? Lower? 1.5 times. 1.5 times. So what that tells us is that our work here, our work together, is not done. We have a significant amount of opportunity. And in fact, as I was referencing the fact that technology is being used to transform just about all business sectors, many of the analysts, such as IDC, other research firms, continue to emphasize that more and more and more, a vast majority of employees are going to have to know how to use technology across all these sectors. And that makes the role of the IT professional that much more relevant. So I'm happy to share that relative to the networking skills gap study, some of you might be familiar that we commissioned this study by IDC back in 2007. Were there some of you in the room here that had seen the study from back in 2007? If I could see a show of hands. Okay. So some of you saw that. We got, Elmer, you saw it as well. We got a lot of positive feedback that was very useful and helpful in having discussions at both the school, college, university level, as well with government officials relative to understanding the skills gap, and we have commissioned another study. It will be available by the end of this calendar year. I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. But now let's take a look at the impact that we've had to date. The impact that's been driven by the work we've done together with all of you. Within the Networking Academy, since its inception, so since we started the program nearly 15 years ago, we've now reached over 4 million students in 10,000 academies in 165 countries. And I wanted to highlight that in Latin America, we have about 170,000 students that we reach every year, representing 17% of our global distribution. And I also like to note here that contrary to popular belief, some folks think that our students are, a majority are in the U.S., but that's not the case. In fact, Latin America and the U.S. and Canada have just about the same percentage. With, as you see here, a large number of our students in the rest of the world as well. What we've been able to do together, Cisco and you, our partners, is really to prove that technology can change education and improve education. We've also been able to demonstrate that educational institutions can work with industry to address workforce preparedness, which is what all of these trends are telling us we need to continue to do. And so I love sharing this chart because we're able to prove that with stats that we capture. We survey students that complete the CCNA program, so at minimum CCNA 4 or higher, and we get feedback from them, and we ask them if they can attribute their participation in the program to attaining new job opportunities or educational opportunities. And I'll just highlight a couple of the items here in terms of what we hear back. 77% of our students have positively attributed their experience in the program to attaining a new or improved job opportunity. If we look at only new job, it's 55%, but it goes up to 77% when we look at either a new or improved job opportunity. This number jumps to 96% in terms of what our students tell us relative to a job opportunity and or an education opportunity that they've been able to attain as a result of participating in the program. And this is all due to your great work. We're able to achieve these types of impressive outcomes because of the work you're driving in all of your academic institutions. And for that, I really do think you all deserve a round of applause. And so what I love about Cisco, what I love about working with you, our Networking Academy partners, is that we don't sit on our laurels. We continue to want to improve. We continue to want to change for the better. And so as you know, over the past few years, we've been working with you to improve our processes and to put a model in place that will ensure the sustainability of the program long term and that will help our academies continue to thrive. And so with Academy Evolution, I know that you have all been engaged in one way, shape, or form and have helped us with feedback and with driving our process evolution. And I'd like to congratulate you as we are still on the journey, but so far we have migrated over 500 academies and we have established our new business model with Academy Support Centers, Instructor Training Centers, and those that are both a combination of Academy Support Centers and Instructor Training Centers. And I would really like to thank you for your patience, your hard work, in helping us put forth this new business model that we ensure, so that we ensure that we drive long-term sustainability. But the journey is still continuing in that, in addition to our process evolution, we are also working on technology evolution. We need to continue to evolve our technology so that we can support the new processes that we have put in place, but in addition, so that we can align to industry standards and so that our technology can take us well into the future as well. And I'm happy to share that very soon we will be having a new technology platform that will replace Academy Connection, the learning platform that you currently have within the program. And when we compare the new platform to our current Academy Connection platform, I'll highlight a few things here for you. It's going to be much easier to use. We've gotten feedback, continual feedback from all of you, from our students, relative to areas where we can improve, and we're doing just that. We're driving improvements. It's going to include collaborative features, such that we will build into the platform features that will allow in-classroom group discussions, as well as the incorporation of video technology. And finally, we are going to increase mobility, meaning that the new platform will ensure that our solution is available on a multitude, of mobility environments. And you will be hearing much more about the new platform later on this morning from Kimberly Jones, who's in the back of the room. Kimberly will be walking you through much more detail. And this new platform is going to allow us to continue to improve and think differently about the innovation in teaching and learning that we are driving. As you all know, we've done quite a lot of work to date in the area of teaching and learning and driving innovations, whether it be our curriculum, our simulation-based software, gaming, using social media. We understand, though, that we can continue to improve in these areas. And what I wanted to do is, just by show of hands, is to understand how many of you are currently using the entrepreneurial-based business cases that we've incorporated into the program through Passport 21. Can I see a show of hands? How many?